Hey guys, before we start this video, I very quickly want to clarify something. In the last video I mentioned I would be making a second extra video alongside this one. However, after making that video, I kind of determined that the video itself was not that interesting. It was really boring and really just consisted of me going through the main menu screens, showing off all the different main menu features, which honestly wasn't really that interesting. There was no gameplay whatsoever, so I figured, yeah, I just won't release that video. I'll release the Chao video instead because it's way more interesting, and I'll actually be talking about an entire mode and showing gameplay of the mode, so it just made more sense to get rid of that other video. So yeah, this will be the last extra video before the stream playthrough, which I'll go into in another video that I'll be releasing next week. But yeah, I just wanted to very quickly clarify that before people were like, hey, where's the other video? So yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, see you guys later. Okay, everybody, it's finally time. It's finally time to talk about the Chao Garden, which I'm sure a lot of people are probably surprised I went this long without even really going into the Chao Garden, but you know, I kind of wanted to focus on the main game first because I feel like there's a lot of people who say, like, the Sonic Adventure 2 story is not great, whatever. Chaos are where it's at, which I don't agree with that at all. I really love the main game of Sonic Adventure 2, and I wanted to make sure I showed that, you know, appropriately in this playthrough. But with that being said, I do really enjoy the Chao stuff too, and I think it is a fun little, like, kind of side feature of this game. And it's actually surprisingly, like, really in-depth too. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And it's almost like just like a fully functional game alongside the main game going on. But how do you get to the Chao Garden? Well, let's go to a very quick and easy stage. As usual, let's go to Wild Canyon because it's such a short stage, and I can kind of go into more detail here about how exactly you get to the Chao Garden in the first place. So you may have noticed through a lot of the levels there are these Chao boxes, which are these blue boxes where if you break them open you'll get a Chao key. So let's go ahead and find, there's one right here, let's go ahead and break it open. That's a Chao key. If you grab the key, once you finish the stage, you will actually get access to the Chao Garden. So that's how you actually get there, is you need the key. That's the first step. You need the key so you can actually even get in there. I'm also trying to get the emeralds too, because I will need to actually beat the stage, as I mentioned before. Where the hell is this? Is it at the top, or is it in here somewhere? I have no idea. I think it's probably up here. Yeah, I think it's just at the bottom here. Well, there's an emerald right there. It's not the one I need, but I'll go ahead and grab it. So yeah, we have the Chao key, first of all. That's the first thing we need. Now, we'll find another box in here, too. There's basically 3 boxes in every single level, so keep that in mind. The second time you break a box, after you get the Chao key, a bunch of animals will pop out. And if you remember from Sonic Adventure 1, you can use the animals to not only increase the stats of your Chao, but you can also use them to kind of change the Chao's appearance. They'll gain, like, some animal features. So, for example, we got 2 little, those aren't tigers, I think those are cheetahs. So they'll actually, like, they could gain, like, a cheetah tail, cheetah paws, cheetah ears. And then we also have some birds, so they can actually gain some wings and some other, like, features of the birds as well. I think they might actually even get, like, bird feet or something. That's basically what they can do. And you also notice we have those other items, too. Those little, like, almost like those little beakers of stuff. The yellow, green, and red beakers. Those are Chao drives. To find Chao drives, you'll generally find them whenever you break a robot. So, like, there's one right there. The only robots that Chao drives will not appear in are basically any Eggman enemies. Because Eggman enemies will always have animals to kind of, you know, go with how Dr. Eggman is, or Dr. Robotnik is in the old Sonic games. But like any government robots and stuff will usually contain the Chao drives. Like there's another one right there, so that's basically how that works. Where is this emerald? This emerald is throwing me through a loop, and there it is. Bust this open. But like I said, there are 3 Chao boxes in every level, so let's find the other Chao box. I think it's just over here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's down here. Now, the third time you break a Chao box, you'll actually get a rare animal. So there we got a dragon. A frickin' dragon. The dragons themselves, or the rare animals themselves, I feel like they have mostly positive stat values. Like, you generally won't see like a lot of negative values when you give a Chao a rare animal. And they're just animals that are harder to find normally. So essentially that's the way it works. First Chao box, Chao key. Second Chao box will be a bunch of animals. And then the third Chao box will be a super rare animal. So now that we've done that, let's actually try to finish this stage. I don't think we're going to get an A rank, but watch me get an A rank now that I'm just like not even trying to get an A rank. I've tried before and failed many times. Was that it there? No, I think that was it. There's nothing wrong with birds. Birds are awesome, but not what I'm looking for.
I found him.
I feel like I have a really good score, though, which is what's kind of hilarious about this. Hey! Yeah, an A rank for Wild Canyon when I'm not even trying for it. How about that? So yeah, after you finish the stage, you'll be taken to Chao World. It's saving Chao data, because this is the first time that Chao data has been on this particular memory card. And yeah, you have 2 doors you can enter. I think we can just... Actually, there's just 1 door, because we don't have a Chao on the field yet. But we'll go ahead and go in here. And first time you enter Chao Garden, you'll see basically 2 eggs. These are Chao eggs. Now, normally what people want you to do is they want you to just kind of like, you know, sway this egg back and forth, basically wait until the Chao's ready to hatch. Let the Chao come naturally. You don't need to frickin' break it open. Be nice and gentle. Just, you know, be nice to the Chao. Don't push its natural growth, you know? And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. You should definitely treat your Chaos with care. It's still got a bit to go, though. Oh, wait, no. It's bouncing. It's moving. There he is. We have our Chao. Chaos, if you haven't played Sonic Adventure 1 or watched that playthrough, they're these little marshmallow-looking guys. They have stats, as you can see on the right, or the left there. They're really, really cute, and you just kind of watch them, you know, just live life and do their own little thing as they're crawling around trying to find a purpose in life. You know what? I'm not going to wait for the next one. We're just going to go ahead and break this open. Whee! So basically, a lot of people will tell you not to do that because essentially if you do that, you won't make your Chao happy. And I feel like there is kind of a game mechanic where the meaner you are to your Chao, the lower lifespan it'll have. But as far as this playthrough is concerned, I don't think it really matters too much, because I used to always just break the eggs open, and I would get all the emblems no problem. Maybe it's just because I have a very specific Chao grinding method that worked anyway. So it never really got to the point where the life cycle mattered too much. But I'm sure that there is something there. So definitely be nice to your Chao if you want your Chao to have a nice and long life. So just, you know, be nice to your Chao, pet your Chao, give your Chao lots of fruits, and give your Chao lots of Chao drives and animals. Basically, raise them into a strong Chao. That's basically all I can recommend. As far as these 2 Chao are concerned, these Chao are not going to be the Chao I'm going to be using for getting all the emblems. These are Chao that I'm going to be using to raise into a Hero Chao and Dark Chao, respectively. This is because I need to have at least one of them unlocked, or I need both Dark and Hero Gardens to be unlocked if I want to get all the emblems, because that'll unlock the Hero races and the Dark races. But I'm going to be using these Chao just to get to that point. So I'm going to be getting another Chao later on. That'll be the Chao that I'll actually be raising for the Chao emblems and stuff. But anyway, as you can see, our Chao are just kind of messing around. They're doing their own thing. They're living life, as I said before. Let's actually give them some of this stuff that we brought here. So I'll go ahead and give them some Chao drives. So these Chao drives will only raise 4 of the 5 stats. The red Chao drives will increase power. The yellow ones will increase swim. The purple ones, which I don't think we have any purple ones, but they will increase fly. And the green ones will increase run. So as we can see, we increased their stats a little bit, but for the most part, we didn't get, like, really... None of our stats leveled up because the bar didn't go all the way over. So now let's actually give them animals. Now, as you can see, the animals will give a much different growth distribution here. We gave him a peacock, which gave him a lot of fly, a little bit of swim, but it actually decreased our power and our speed. And it also gave him like some feathers, and he has like bird feet now. So I'll give him the vulture now. Oh, we have the dragon. I almost forgot we had the dragon. I'll save the dragon for later. Let's give him the vulture first. I'm going to go ahead and give you that. I actually gave that to the other Chao. Whoops, it's kind of hard to tell because they're both kind of the same color right now. Let's see, where are the cheetahs? Are they cheetahs or leopards? I think they're cheetahs. So, come on, get over here. Put that on you. Aww. I love the cheetah tail and the ears. I think that's like really cute. I try to make sure they at least have like the ears going on because it's adorable. And there we go. So we increased the run enough to the point where, okay, the run went up by 14. That's not actually a really high value, so I don't think he has a really good run stat. But that's just the way it is. As far as stamina, there's only one way to increase stamina, and that's actually through these fruits that are on the tree. There are some different kinds of fruits, but we'll talk about those later. For the most part, though, if you want your Chao to get stamina, make sure you give them these pretty regularly, because this is the only way to increase stamina. This, or again, other fruit in general. So, as you can see, they're going to be munching down on this. Also notice that the little orbs on their heads, they're kind of different color right now. This one's a little more green. This means that this Chao is kind of going towards the hero type, which is what we want because we want one hero Chao. But we also want one dark Chao. And it's interesting because depending on the character you are, that'll actually affect basically what alignment your Chao will have. So we're being really nice to this guy. We're giving him lots of food. As Knuckles, who is a hero character, we can pet him a lot, which will also kind of push him towards that hero. Let's go ahead and do that. See, he's actually really happy. He'll get the little heart above his head, and if we keep doing this, it's going to keep on basically going to a shade of blue, and that means it'll be basically a hero alignment Chao. He's also turning like more white, which again, that's also another effect of the hero Chao type of thing going on as well. And likewise, if we are mean to the other Chao with a hero character, they will start kind of bending more to the darkness alignment. So I'm obviously not going to keep doing this because there's a better way to push your characters to the dark alignment, and if you didn't figure that out, the best way to do that is by just using a dark character. So if you're nice to a Chao with a dark character, they'll go to the dark alignment, and if you are mean to them as a dark character, they'll go towards the hero alignment. This will be mostly important, like I said before, is I'll need to have a hero Chao and a dark Chao so I can actually unlock the respective gardens. But it'll take a while before they actually mature to that stage. So next up, I'm gonna try to show a trick off, and this is the trick I'm gonna be trying to use in this playthrough to get a Chao up as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and grab this Chao and try to put him over here near the dragon. And I'm going to grab the dragon, not get too close to him. Okay, he's sitting down. That's actually good. Man, I was getting stuck on those weird fruits. But this is like really awkward because you want to give him the animal,
Now there.
like not when you're right next to him, but close enough that when you drop it, he'll actually interact with it. That did not work. As you can see, I can't pick up the dragon anymore. Basically, if you do it from far enough away, he'll use the dragon, but the dragon won't count as it being used, so you can actually use it multiple times and then just kind of raise the stats in that fashion. But notice, that dragon gave a lot of stats and didn't actually really decrease any stats either, so yeah, the legendary animals are normally really, really good. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't even want to know. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the Chao Garden with this Chao, so we can go to this place over here. This is the Chao Kindergarten. This is just a couple of different little establishments that can basically give you more information in regards to your Chao. And you can also do a couple of other things too. So first of all, we have the Fortune Teller. So Fortune Teller, you don't get any fortunes read or anything, but you can get names for your Chao. So he's going to give us a nickname. Pinky? No. But you can also give your own name. Well, first of all, another name. Melody? Nah. There we go. So I'm going to name this one... You know what? We'll name it good old JP after John Pieces, the hero. The true hero, since this will be a hero Chao after all. So yeah, we'll go ahead and name it this. So yeah, that's our first Chao. I'll give the other Chao a name later on. Next up, we have the Health Center. I don't think your Chao can actually get, like, sick in this game or anything. But you can actually get information in regards to your Chao. So as you can see, these are what his stats are like. So he has a B in power and swim, he has a C in fly, he has a D in run, and his stamina is E. Although I think stamina is naturally E, just due to how that value actually works. So honestly, like JP himself, he's not really that great of a Chao, so it's probably kind of a good thing that I actually can't, or I actually won't be using him to get all the emblems at the end. But yeah, basically, yeah, you can see his stats, you can see his attributes, you can see that he's still a Chao. Once he does, or a child, of course he's a Chao, but you can see that he's a child. Once he does mature, you can actually see that, oh, he's an adult now, and, you know, go from there. You also get to see some other stats as well. You can see what his favorite fruit is, so if you give him square fruit, he'll actually, I guess, get more happy. Your Chao is healthy, please take good care of it, and yeah, that's basically it. You can also see your stats for Chao Racing and Chao Karate, which is another thing I'll get into a little bit later. I guess maybe there is, like, something you can do if, like, your Chao gets sick or something. Like, maybe there is, like, maybe he'll just tell you if, like, your Chao is not doing really that well or something. I don't really know for sure. I've never really had a problem with Chaos, like, getting sick or anything. It could just be, like, just a fun feature or something. I have no idea. But that's basically what the health center is. Here you have the principal, which, what is the principal, actually? Welcome to the kindergarten. I'm the kindergarten principal. Learn tips to raise your Chao from Professor Chao. So I guess he just gives you tips. And I guess he's the Chao doctor. Regardless, there's a lot of things here, and you can actually, you know, learn about different aspects of the Chao Garden from here. So that's pretty much what this is. And then last but not least, we have the classroom. You can actually leave your Chao here, and while they're actually here, they'll learn whatever that dance or whatever that lesson is. So, basically later, when your Chao's idle and not being, like, taken care of or anything, he'll, like, start doing whatever he learned at school. So, you know, we can teach JP how to go-go dance if we really want to. I'm probably not going to worry about that, but that's basically what the classroom is. You can just kind of teach your Chao some fun little skills. Nothing really that groundbreaking or anything that'll be, like, super substantial, but it's there if you know, if you want to add more to that anyway. And last but not least, we do have the black market. Yes, there is actually something else here. This is basically a shop where you can buy a bunch of different Chao items. First of all, you can buy eggs, so you can get Chaos of different color, which is kind of cool. You have some hero fruit, dark fruit. I believe these will actually kind of push your Chao into certain alignments. So hero alignment and dark alignments. This is for Chao mating, if you want to get into that. You just buy some heart fruits and give that to a specific Chao, and then you can actually get them to have a baby. But you can only do that when they're mature, which both of our Chao are children right now, so that actually won't matter. You have some other types of fruits. We actually mentioned earlier that I think JP actually had an affiliation for round fruit, so we could get this and actually make him happy by giving him that. You have seeds, which you could actually grow. You have to get the watering can first, which I think you get that by winning a Chao race or something. But essentially you can plant trees in your gardens if you want to. So like we could plant a round seed if we want to make a tree just for JP or something. And then you have like these other objects. The apple is not a fruit you can eat. This is actually a Chao object. Usually the objects are worth like over 1,000 rings. So you can tell that these are not like actually like fruit. These are basically just visual modifications for your Chao. So if you like buy an apple and if your Chao's happy enough, they'll actually put the apple on their head. Or they'll put the cardboard box on their head, the pan on their head. The mushroom is just a fruit you can buy that'll, I believe it'll actually give like double stamina sometimes or something to that effect. But yeah, that's basically what the black market is. You can buy a bunch of different things. One of the methods I used to use a lot when I was growing up is buying Chao fruits, which are basically fruits that will increase all of your stats whenever you eat a piece of it. So I used to just buy a lot of Chao fruit and increase all the stats that way. But the animal duplication trick is probably the better way to do it, just because it's faster. And if you're on a roll, you can basically get your Chao's stats maxed, or at least one of the stats maxed with each animal you get. So I think overall that's just a better way to do it. But you know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Do what you want to do to raise your Chao. If you just want to kind of raise them naturally and just try to get, like, you know, play a level, get as many Chao drives and animals as you can, give them to your Chao, go to another level. If you want to do it that way, then by all means. But obviously I don't want to be doing this forever, so I'm going to be using some kind of trick to speed things along. Other things you can actually buy here is, I talked about the different character menu themes. You can get some of the character menu themes here in the black market. They'll be worth a lot of coins, so you'll have to be spending a lot of coins, rings, you know what I meant. You have to spend a lot of rings to get them, but they can appear here, so be on the lookout for them if you want to get everything in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Chao Kindergarten. So I'm going to go ahead and leave and put JP back in the garden, and then we're going to very quickly just kind of talk about the Chao racing and stuff of that nature. There are two other gardens, as I mentioned before, but until we get a hero and dark Chao, they'll not appear. The hero one's like around here, and the dark one will be on the other side. But again, we don't have them yet, so we'll talk about that and show that off later. Hey, what are you doing? I know we had a bit of a falling out earlier, but I don't want you to die, so you stay over here. So last but not least, we have the this is basically the Chao Stadium, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Chao Stadium. Here's where you can go to either Chao Racing or Chao Karate. I'll obviously be showing these off later, and we get to the stream playthrough. But yeah, basically, you can Chao Race here, you can go to the Chao Karate here. There are multiplayer options. There's the single player option, which is where you get through all the emblems. That's basically all this is, and again, I'll be showing that off more later. And then we have this device over here. If you have a Game Boy Advance cable, which connects to your GameCube and your Game Boy Advance, you can actually do some other little features here. First of all, if you really want to, you can say goodbye to your Chao. Make sure you're holding the Chao before you actually step on this. If you, for some reason, want to actually say goodbye to your Chao, you can do that. You can also move your Chao to a different Chao Garden if like you have 2 memory cards, and if you have for some reason data on your other memory card, you can kind of, you know, basically trade between the two. I think pickup is the same type of thing. Where you, oh, actually, no, this is for the tiny Chao Garden, which I'll mention at this next point. Drop off. Basically, for Sonic Advance 1, I'm not sure if they did it for any of the other Sonic Advance games, there was a small feature there called the Tiny Chao Garden. It was not as substantial as the Chao Garden in this game, but you basically got a Chao there, you could level up a Chao there, and then you could bring that Chao over to this game, and vice versa, you could also take a Chao from this game and put it to Sonic Advance. So that's basically what this is, and you can also pick up items and other objects from the other garden as well, if you want to. So that's basically what these are, and again, like I said, move is for the memory cards. So if you have another memory card with data, you can also, you know, move Chaos from one to the other, and vice versa, and you guys get it. And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically the Chao Transporter, and that's basically, in terms of, like, all the basics anyway, that's all the basics for the Chao. There's obviously a lot more at play here. There's a lot of things that can go into raising your Chao. You know, I briefly touched on the idea of, you know, your Chao maturing and growing, Chao breeding, getting special types of Chao. There's lots of different things you can do with the Chao Garden. It really does have a lot of different features to it. And, you know, I will admit, I don't know everything about the Chao Garden. I really just focus on it just to get all the emblems. You know, I definitely went a little more depth into this stuff when I was younger, and I just didn't really care about completing the game. I just kind of wanted to, you know, use the Chao Garden for all it was worth. These days, not so much, but it's a fun little side feature that you can pick up and play, and, you know, waste some time on if you really want to. And that's what a lot of people love about this game, because once you kind of get done playing the main game, you know, you have this other feature you can fall back on, and a lot of people feel like there should have been, you know, at least maybe a different game release that focused just on Chao Garden. And there's a lot of people who really want to see Chao Garden again, just because, you know, it, you know, hasn't been back since this game. So I can definitely understand people's fascination with this. I wouldn't say it's like the best feature of this game. I wouldn't say this is the only good feature of this game, but, you know, it is a time waste, but it's a good time waste that you can have fun with, and that's what I really enjoy about it. If you want to learn more about the Chao Garden and other Chao stuff, I'm going to put a link in this video. That's going to be linking you to the a giant Chao database guide, which basically can tell you everything you'd ever want to know about Chao raising and more, probably more than I'd even be interested in. But I basically used this site when I did the Chao stuff for Sonic Adventure 1, back when I played that. And there's definitely a lot of details for this game as well. So if you want to learn more about Chao and stuff, that database pretty much has everything. But like I said, for this playthrough, I'm just going to be focusing on getting the emblems. That's all I care about, that's all I want to focus on, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So, like I said, I'll be focusing more on this later when I get to the stream playthrough. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. I guess one other thing to bring up is, obviously, you can only access the Chao Garden with characters you've actually unlocked the Chao Garden with. So when we go back to the menu here, you can find the Chao Garden up here, and when we select it, I can only access it with Knuckles, because Knuckles is the only character I got the Chao Key with. So if I get the Chao Key for all the other characters, I can basically access it that way. But as far as right now, I can only access it with Knuckles. But thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the little video I made here about Chao raising. I'll definitely talk about this more in the stream playthrough. And speaking of the stream playthrough, I will be making a video shortly. It's not going to be released today. Sometime in the next week I'll make it, basically explaining how I'm going to be handling the rest of this playthrough, because as far as the Let's Play YouTube portion of this playthrough, it's actually going to be over right here. I am done with making these Let's Play videos for this project, so it's going to be just stream content now. I'm not going to be starting the stream playthrough right away. The video I'm going to be making will be talking about all that when I'm going to be starting and when this next part is going to begin officially. And yeah, just stay tuned for that video. For now, though, this has been SlimKirby. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Later, folks.